Welcome to this chapter 4 of French courses level A1. So in this chapter 4 we're gonna study pronouns and verbs. So pronouns are words that replace nouns to avoid repetition and make sentences more concise. In French, pronouns play a crucial role in communication and sentence structure. Understanding the different types of pronouns and their usage is essential for effective communication. Subject pronouns. Subject pronouns replace the subject of a sentence, which means, for example, if we want to say I, we say je. If we want to say you for singular informal, we say tu. For he and she, we say il for he and elle for she. We gonna be replaced by nous. And if you want to say you for plural or formal, you say vous. To say they for the masculine, you say il, and elle for they for the feminine. Direct object pronouns replace the direct object of a verb. For example, me, we say me. You for singular informal, replaced by te. For him, it. For masculine, we say le. For her, it. In the feminine part, we say la. If we want to say us, we say nous. You, for the plural of or formal, we say vous. And for them, we say les. Indirect object pronouns. They replace the indirect object of a verb. For example, if we want to say to me, we say me. If we want to say to you for the singular informal, we say te. If we want to say to him or to her, in French we say lui. To us, we say nous. To you, on the plural or formal, we say vous. And to them, we say leur. Possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns indicate ownership or possession. For example, to say mine, for the masculine or feminine, we say le mien. For the masculine and for the feminine, we say la mienne. To say yours on the singular, for the masculine, we say le tien. For the feminine, we say la tienne. His, hers, we say le sien. And we say also la sienne. For ours, we say le nôtre for the masculine, or we say la nôtre for the feminine, le féminin. For yours on the plural or formal, we say le vôtre or la vôtre. And for theirs, we say le leur or we say la leur for the feminine. Demonstrative pronouns. They point to specific nouns. For example, on the masculine, we say celui. For the feminine, we say celle, to represent that one. And to represent those ones, for the plural, on the masculine plural, we say ce, and on the feminine plural we say celle. Practice exercises. Engage in exercises to practice using French pronouns. Example of exercises to practice: you can replace the underlined noun with the appropriate subject pronoun. For example, Marie aime le chocolat. You can also substitute the direct object with the correct direct object pronoun. J'ai vu Pierre hier. You can also fill in the blanks with the appropriate possessive pronoun. Ce livre est le mien, pas le, and you fill in the blank. Quick review and recap of this topic, of the main key points covered. So we saw subject pronouns replace the subject of a sentence. We saw also direct object pronouns replace the direct object of a verb. Indirect object pronouns replace the indirect object of a verb. Possessive pronouns indicate ownership or possession. And also demonstrative pronouns point to specific nouns. You should continue practicing pronouns to enhance your language skills. So to conclude, understanding and using French pronouns correctly is crucial for effective communication and sentence structure. Always keep practicing and familiarizing yourself with different pronouns to improve your language proficiency. Second section of the chapter 4. Verb to be, or in French, le verbe être. The verb être, or to be, is one of the most important and commonly used verbs in French. Understanding how to conjugate and use this verb être is essential for constructing sentences and also expressing various states of being. For example, using the verb to be or le verbe être in the present tense. To say I am, we say je suis. You are, tu es. He, she, one is. Il for the masculine, elle for the feminine. On est. We are is nous sommes. You are in the plural or formal is vous êtes. And to say they are, you can say ils for the masculine and elles sont for the feminine. Usage of the verb être. The verb être is used in various contexts. For example, identifying and describing people or things. For example, I am a student. Je suis étudiant. Expressing nationality or origin. For example, she is French. In French, we say elle est française. Indicating professions. We can say il est médecin. He is a doctor. This verb to be can also be used to describe physical and emotional states. I am tired. Je suis fatigué. It can also be used to form compound tenses with auxiliary verbs, like I have been, which is j'ai été. Examples of être. I am happy. Je suis heureux. You are tall. Tu es grand. Tu es grand. She is intelligent. Elle est intelligente. We are late. Nous sommes en retard. Nous sommes en retard. You are friendly. Vous êtes sympathique. They are tired. Ils sont fatigués. Practicing exercises. Engage in exercises to practice using the verb être. For example, you can complete the sentences with the correct form of être. Nous, space, étudions. So in this blank, you have to fill it with the correct form of the verb. You can also translate the following sentences into French. She is my friend. First sentence. Second sentence. Are you ready? Third sentence. They are at home. Review and recap of the key points covered. So, the verb to be or le verbe être means to be in English. Le verbe être in the present tense is je suis, tu es, il, elle, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, il or elle sont. Être is used to identify, describe, express nationality, and also indicate professions and describe states of being, as we just saw in the previous examples. I suggest that you continue practicing the verb être or to be to enhance your language skills. Mastering the verb to be or le verbe être is essential for constructing meaningful sentences and also expressing states of being in French. Keep practicing and familiarizing yourself with its conjugation and usage to improve your language proficiency. Third section of chapter 4. Verb avoir or to have. Le verbe avoir or the verb to have is a fundamental verb in French used to express possession, relationships, and various other situations. Understanding how to conjugate and use avoir is essential for building sentences and expressing ownership. For example, we're gonna use the verb avoir in the present tense. I have is j'ai. You have, singular informal, tu as. He, she, one has, il, elle, on a. We have, nous avons. You have, for the plural or formal, we say vous avez. Vous avez. They have, il, elle, ont. Usage of the verb avoir. This verb can be used in various contexts, like expressing possession, for example, I have a book. J'ai un livre. Indicating age, she is 20 years old. Elle a 20 ans. Elle a 20 ans. It can also be used about talking and expressing feelings and sensations, like I am hungry. We say j'ai faim. J'ai faim. expressing obligations and requirements, like he needs to study. We say il a besoin d'étudier. Il a besoin d'étudier. Forming compound tenses with auxiliary verbs, like I have had. In French, we say j'ai eu. J'ai eu. Examples using the verb avoir. I have a dog. J'ai un chien. You have money. Tu as de l'argent. He has a lot of work. Il a beaucoup de travail. We have a big family. Nous avons une grande famille. You have a beautiful house. Vous avez une belle maison. They are hungry. Ils ont faim. Practice exercises. Engage in exercises to practice using the verb avoir. For example, complete the sentences with the correct form of avoir. Elle, un chat. You can also translate the following sentences into French. He has 2 sisters. First sentence. Do you have a pen? Second sentence. We have a reservation. Third sentence. Recap the key points covered in the topic. The verb avoir means to have in English. Conjugation of avoir in the present tense. J'ai, tu as, il, elle, on a, nous avons, vous avez, il, elle, on. Avoir is used to express possession, age, feelings, obligation, and also requirements. You should continue practicing the verb avoir or to have to enhance your language skills. Mastering the verb avoir is essential for expressing ownership and various other situations in French. Keep practicing and familiarizing yourself with its conjugation and usage to improve your language proficiency. Fourth section of chapter 4. Verb. Faire. Verb to do or make. The verb faire means to do or to make in English. It is a versatile and commonly used verb in French with a wide range of meanings and applications. Understanding how to conjugate and use faire is essential for expressing actions and activities. Conjugation of faire in the present tense. I do or I make. Je fais. You do or make for singular informal. Tu fais. He, she, one does or makes. Il, elle, on fait. We do, nous faisons. You do or make for the plural or formal. Vous faites. They do or they make. Ils, elles font. The verb faire is used in various contexts. For example, expressing actions and activities like I do sports. Je fais du sport. Je fais du sport. Describing weather conditions. It is hot. Il fait chaud. Indicating the completion of a task, like I have done my homework. J'ai fait mes devoirs. Talking about hobbies and interests. She does dancing. Elle fait de la danse. Forming idiomatic expressions like to do the cooking, which is faire la cuisine. Examples using the verb faire. Je fais mes devoirs. Tu fais du vélo. Il fait beau aujourd'hui. Nous faisons une promenade. Vous faites du shopping. Elles font de la musique. Practice exercises. Engage in exercises to practice using the verb faire. For example, you can complete the sentences with the correct form of faire. Elle du yoga. Translate the following sentences into French. We do the dishes. Do you make a cake? They do their homework. Recap the key points covered in the topic. We saw that faire means to do or to make in English. Conjugation of faire in the present tense is je fais, tu fais, il, elle, on fait, nous faisons, vous faites, ils, elles font. Faire is used to express actions, weather conditions, task completion, hobbies, and idiomatic expressions. You should continue practicing the verb faire to enhance your language skills. Mastering the verb faire is essential for expressing a wide range of actions and activities in French. Keep practicing and familiarizing yourself with its conjugation and usage to improve your language proficiency. Fifth section of chapter 4. Verb aller. To go in English. The verb aller means to go in English. It is fundamental and frequently used verb in French, indicating movement and actions related to going. Understanding how to conjugate and use aller is essential for expressing travel and actions involving movement. Conjugation of aller in the present tense. To say I go, you say je vais. Tu vas. Il, elle, on va. Nous allons. Vous allez. Il ou elle vont. Usage of aller. The verb aller is used in various contexts. For example, when expressing movement and travel. I go to the beach. Je vais à la plage. Talking about future plans. We are going to the cinema tonight. Nous allons au cinéma ce soir. Indicating physical or emotional well-being. How are you? Comment ça va? Making suggestions and invitations. Shall we go to the restaurant? On va au restaurant? Examples of aller. Examples using the verb aller. I go to school. Je vais à l'école. Tu vas au parc. Il va chez le médecin. He goes to the doctor. We go on vacation. Nous allons en vacances. You go to the supermarket. Vous allez au supermarché. Vous allez au supermarché. They go to the concert. Elles vont au concert. Practice exercises of the verb aller. For example, you can complete the sentences with the correct form of aller. Elle à la bibliothèque. You can also translate the following sentences into French. First sentence: we are going shopping. Second sentence: are you going to the party? Third sentence: they are going on a trip. Recap the key points covered in this topic. Aller means to go in English. Conjugation of aller in the present tense. Je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va, on va. Nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, elles vont. Aller is used to express movement, future plans, well-being, and suggestions or invitations. You should continue practicing the verb aller to enhance your language skills. Mastering the verb aller is essential for expressing movement, travel, and future plans in French. Keep practicing and familiarizing yourself with its conjugation and usage to improve your language proficiency. Section 6 of Chapter 4. Regular ER verbs. Regular ER verbs are the most common type of verbs in French. They follow a specific pattern in their conjugation, making them relatively easy to learn. Understanding how to conjugate and use regular ER verbs is essential for expressing various actions in French. ER verbs means verbs that end with ER. Conjugation of regular ER verbs in the present tense. For I, we say je. For you, tu es. He, she, one, il, elle, on. Nous, with ONS at the end. Vous, with EZ at the end of the verb. Il, elle, with ENT at the verb. Regular ER verbs are used in various contexts, like expressing actions and activities. Manger, which means to eat. Parler, to speak. Talking about hobbies and interests. To play. Jouer. To listen. Écouter. It can also be used in describing routines and habits. To work. Travailler. To study. Étudier. It can also be used when giving instructions and commands. To close. Fermer. To watch. Regarder. Examples of regular ER verbs. To speak. Parler. Je parle français. Manger. To eat. Example: tu manges une pomme. Travailler. To work. Il travaille beaucoup. Écouter. To listen. Nous écoutons de la musique. Jouer. To play. Vous jouez au tennis. Regarder. To watch. Il regarde un film. Practice exercises. Engage in exercises to practice using regular ER verbs. For example, you can conjugate the verb parler in the present tense for different subjects. You cannot form sentences using regular ER verbs to describe activities, like Je travaille le matin. Translate the following sentences into French. She eats breakfast. We play soccer. They listen to music. Recap the key points covered in the topic. Regular ER verbs follow a specific conjugation pattern in the present tense. They are used to express actions, hobbies, routines, and also instructions. You should continue practicing regular ER verbs to enhance your language skills. Mastering regular ER verbs is essential for expressing a wide range of actions and activities in French. You should keep practicing and familiarizing yourself with their conjugation and also use it to improve your language proficiency. Section 7 of Chapter 4. Regular ER and RE verbs. In addition to regular ER verbs, French also has regular ER and RE verbs. These verbs follow specific conjugation patterns, similar to regular ER verbs. Understanding how to conjugate and use regular ER and RE verbs is essential for expressing various actions in French. Conjugation of regular ER verbs. For I, it's je with es at the end of the verb. You, tu with es at the end of the verb. He, she, one. Il, elle, on with it at the end of the verb. We, nous, ils sont at the end of the verb. For you, it's vous with ise at the end of the verb also. For they, it's il or elle with is at the end of the verb, of course. Conjugation of regular RE verbs in the present tense. For I, je with s at the end of the verb. Tu with s at the end of the verb. Il and elle. Nous with ons at the end of the verb. Vous with ez at the end of the verb. Il, elle with e and t at the end of the verb. Usage of regular ER and RE verbs. Regular ER and RE verbs are used in various contexts. For example, when expressing actions and activities, like to finish, finir, to take, prendre. Used also when talking about professions, like to choose, choisir, to sell, vendre. It can also be used when describing routines and habits. To sleep, dormir. To drink, boire. It can also be used when giving instructions and commands. To wait, attendre. To know, connaître. Examples of regular ER verbs. Finir, to finish. Je finis mon travail. choisir, to choose, tu choisis ton repas. Réussir, to succeed, il réussit à l'examen. Examples of regular RE verbs. Vendre, to sell, nous vendons des livres. Attendre, to wait, vous attendez le bus. Connaître, to know, ils connaissent bien la ville. Practice exercises. You can conjugate the verb finir in the present tense for different subjects. You can form sentences using regular ER and RE verbs to describe activities like Je prends le train. You can translate the following sentences into French. She sleeps well. We sell clothes. They finish their homework. Review the key points covered in the topic. Regular ER and RE verbs follow specific conjugation patterns in the present tense. They are used to express actions, professions, routines, and instructions. You should continue practicing regular ER and RE verbs to enhance your language skills. Mastering regular ER and RE verbs is essential for expressing a wide range of actions and activities in French. Always keep practicing and familiarizing yourself with their conjugation and usage to improve your language proficiency. Section 8, Chapter 4, Review and Practice. Let's review the key concepts and topics covered in this chapter. French pronouns, subject pronouns, direct object pronouns, indirect object pronouns, possessive pronouns, and demonstrative pronouns. Verbs: être, avoir, faire, aller, and regular ER, ER, and RE verbs. Now let's engage in some practice exercises to reinforce your understanding and application of it. Exercise number 1. Pronoun replacement. Replace the underlying noun with the appropriate pronoun. Marie aime le chocolat. Elle aime, and fill the blank. Exercise 2. Verb conjugation. Conjugate the verb avoir in the present tense for the subject nous, which is us in English. Exercise 3. Sentence formation. Form a sentence using the verb faire to describe an activity you enjoy. Exercise 4. Translation. Translate the following sentence into French. They are going to the park. Congratulations on completing the review and practice session. By reviewing and applying the concepts of pronouns and verbs, you are strengthening your French language skills. You should keep always practicing and engaging in more exercises to further enhance your proficiency. Continue exploring new topics and building your knowledge of the French language.